All right, that guy you hear laughing in the background, we're starting 3 minutes late. It's my fault as usual. That's Frank the Salt Guy. And this is the Fakeologist Show. Hello, Frank. It's Monday, August the 17th, year of our Lord 2026. I heard an Australian say that, year of our Lord 2026.
Australian?
And this show is sponsored by, I'm going to put the scroll on the bottom, P. Trippa. P. Trippa donated $25 via Buy Me a Coffee. So thank you, P. Trippa.
Thank you, P. Trippa.
That Sam the Clam sent 350,000 Satoshis.
Wow.
And don't get too excited if you do the math. But no, it's a very generous donation, 350,000 Satoshis. He sent them using the wallet of Satoshi.com.
Yeah.
And Frank, you have one of those wallets.
I do, but I'm not a user.
Mm-hmm. But if you want to send Frank a Satoshi, what is your wallet of Satoshi name?
Oh, I'll have to look it up now.
If you look in the app, you will see a name. I'm Fakeologist at walletofsatoshi.com. So if you don't, that's the easy way to know my address if you want to make a micro donation to the show.
Okay, Wallet of Satoshi.
Yeah. If you click on receive,
yeah,
you will see your name in there.
Okay, we've upgraded to Lightning Self-Custody, Open Self-Custody Wallet.
Yeah.
Should I do that?
No, you don't have to make it self-custody. You can let them have custody because it's a very small amount of money. What that means is they are keeping your Satoshis in their custody.
Well, I can't see my name.
Okay.
Oh, because I've got to log in and register.
Oh, I thought we already had you all set up on that.
I thought we did that too.
Yeah, I thought we did too.
We won't do it now.
We won't do it now, but you can send Fakeologist at walletofsatoshi.com.
Any Satoshis you want to send to me, send them to Tim.
Yeah, really. Excuse me.
And that can be my donation.
Yeah, we should, I should make a rule now going forward that since this show started so many years ago, we should have a rule where we talk about 9/11 for at least 5 minutes.
All right, let's do it. Let's start now.
Because Jim talks about the Holocaust every day. And the reason why he has a new topic is he has Google alerts or he searches for the word. So he grabs the news of the day that has that word in it. That wonderful word that is being banned all around the world, or not banned, but just demonized to be just the equal of hate speech. So if we talk about 9/11, because there's usually a story about 9/11 in the media. They're pretty weak stories.
I've got the perfect song for 9/11.
Okay. Yeah.
Which is Big Iron. Do you know Big Iron?
Big Iron. No.
It's a fantastic Western song about a outlaw who has killed 20 people. 1 and 19 more is how it's described in the lyrics.
Okay.
Now, I just thought, as soon as I heard that, I thought, that's a bit weird, isn't it?
Okay. Is it a country song?
It's I guess it's a Western song.
Okay.
Great song.
Okay, what's great about it? I never heard of it.
Just a great you've definitely heard this song.
No. It's called Big Iron?
Yeah, Big Iron. Yep. Marty Robbins.
Why would I have heard of it? Okay. I'll look it up.
You play it for a second, and you'll definitely go, oh yeah, I've heard that.
Big Iron.
Marty Robbins.
Marty. Okay.
And the notches on his gum belt
And
numbered
when's it
1
from?
and 19 more. 1
What
and
year is it from?
19 more. Oh, it's pretty old. 59?
To the town of our Fria rode a stranger one fine day. Hardly spoke to folks around him, didn't have too much to say. No one dared to ask his business, no one dared to make a slip. The stranger there among them had a big iron on his hip, big iron on his hip. It was early in the morning when he rode into the town. He came riding from the south side, slowly looking all around. He's an outlaw, loose and running, came the whisper from each lip, and he's here to do some business with a big iron on his hip, big iron on his hip. In this town there lived an outlaw by the name of Texas Red. Many men had tried to take him, and that many men were dead. He was vicious and a killer, though a youth of 24, and the notches on his pistol numbered 1 and 19 more. 1 and 19 more.
Okay,
That's it.
1 and 19 more. I love it. Okay.
That's my contribution to 9/11 today.
Okay. So you
Now,
think
what is that all about in a
what
gunfighter
are the
ballad?
chances? Yeah. Well, I guess he had 20 notches on his belt.
And
1
I
19.
think there's another one called.
I like that actually. That's interesting.
There's another one about
Squirrel Waffen says it's worth it being up at 1:30 in the morning just for that. 1:30. Let's see.
there's another one where
He must be
where-
over in
where-
jolly old
where
England.
Two guys go out to face each other. When two men go out to face each other, only one returns. Oh, Liberty Valance, the man who shot Liberty Valance.
Okay.
Some very strange lyrics in those songs. Apparently, the very first thing a young girl learns is that when two men go out to face each other, only one returns. Unbelievable.
That's very good. Very good. Just so everyone knows, we're at shortfake.com/stream1. Shortfake.com/stream1. That's where the audio. We're also on YouTube. We're also on X. We pay for X. Your donations help pay for X. No one's listening on X. We're also on FAK1313.
Until I do intend at some point to enjoinder with Prophet of Fiction's Salt discussion. But
Yeah.
we're going to talk about 9/11 for at least 5 minutes.
Yeah, we have to, because
It's the new rule. It's a new rule.
we have to. Yeah, we have to. We really have to. Now, FAKOTube has a chat, and I open it up manually every day just in case someone's using it. And no one's using it.
We are rapidly approaching the anniversaire.
L'anniversaire de 9/11. There's 4 people on FAKOTube. You know, I get frustrated with FAKOTube because every time I think it works perfectly, something goes wrong, and it does frustrate me. I do pay for it quite a bit, a couple $100 a month. So here's my dilemma, because YouTube is working just fine. If I shut FAKOTube down, you know that YouTube would probably shut me down.
You know, that is an absolute fact. The reason that we get very good transport rates for our company, and that's because if push comes to shove, I can always use my truck to deliver it. And I know as soon as I get rid of my truck, the rates will go up.
Yeah. Cameron, Frank's email is frank@fakeologist.com. And Till, we will address the Prophet of Fiction salt accusations.
No, it's not an accusation. He was giving me a free pass to talk about it, which we have to talk about 9/11 first.
And we're going to talk about the drought deception, because that's a deception. There is probably no drought, the way we're told, being caused by man-made climate change in Europe. It doesn't really make sense that there's a drought in the Netherlands, which is below sea level. There's water all around it. So that's a hard one to understand as well. So we might talk about that.
I will be interested in that because obviously sea level is not potable water.
No,
Well,
it's not.
But it's considered not to be.
Yeah, it's not really, but you're right. And we will take your calls. Let me open up the phone lines in a minute here. We will take your calls if you want to say hi. And we're here for about an hour.
And it is the date here, because I'm from the future, of course, is August the 18th. So it's only 3 weeks-ish.
Yeah.
Until.
Would you like to see some rare 9/11 Pentagon footage released after 25 years?
I would certainly love to see that because it must be genuine.
Yeah. They just found it.
Amazing.
Oh, okay. This is how all these sites pop up. So
will it have all little crackly things on, like it's from 1910 or something?
Yeah. All these sites are interesting. I want to give you a tip because you got to read every time. So I go to Google to give me news. Google sends me to a pay site, which I really despise. Okay, so now we're on a pay site. Now they don't like it that I have an ad blocker, which is fine. And it looks like there's it looks like there are only two options. You either disable your ad blocker or pay. Now, if you read at the bottom, it says continue. That's the third option that they don't highlight. So
yes,
on that. And we can carry on for free. Now, there are other ways if they won't let you do that, but just read. The first video captures the eerie, mundane moments of that morning. And the person here is Jude Koch. Jude Koch. Interesting name. So she has rare Pentagon footage from September 11th that was released depicting how the disaster response unfolded at the Pentagon. So here we go. I don't know if this is on YouTube or what.
Being there, it changed my life. It changed how I navigate through life.
On 9/11, while filming a Baltimore Fire Department training video, producer Jude Koch and her crew learned of the Pentagon attack and rushed to the scene. Koch and her crew embedded with Arlington County Fire Department and for 3 days documented the evolving disaster response. They were the only civilian camera crew allowed near the burning building.
We were granted an immense responsibility to capture this event in the most responsible way we could. We were putting our lives in danger to get this.
She didn't say sustainable.
There's just debris everywhere, and bodies are almost unrecognizable. You got to be real close to recognize them.
So our footage shows.
Don't you dare show us one so we can try and recognize it.
And don't show it to Phil.
The leadership, the service, the unity, the collaboration of all of the people, the American people who came on site to do what they needed to do to try and get through this horrible situation. Those are the stories that we captured. That is the essence of what is on the footage.
A couple different people that said contradicting.
Okay, so that's it. So it just starts playing the next video, which I don't like. Oh wait, is it no? So this is what I hate about these news sites. It just plays the next video that has nothing to do with the story because it's just the scroll,
it is annoying,
which is stupid.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't see any video. Where is the video?
It's in their archive that you can just pay for.
Okay, here, let's try this one. Rare footage. Rare footage is being released by Koch. Okay, here we go. Oh, I see. It's called the Pentagon Response Series. So this is a big website, the 9/11 Legacy Foundation. Is that a 501c3? You know what I'm talking about?
Being a religious organization with tax exemption.
Yeah, 9/11 Legacy Foundation. I learned this from the No Agenda show. All charities in the United States have a 501c3, which is their charity reporting tax return. Oh, they just granted it in January 2025. Interesting. It was founded by Ground Zero survivor Dr. Chris Meek, former Goldman Sachs trader near the World Trade Center on 9/11. He wasn't even in the World Trade Center.
He had the day off because...
So we're not going to probably get too many. We're not going to get any information because they just founded this. This is new. So this is a new charity. Okay, so here we go. Let's watch the latest release. Part 5, Words Still Echo.
We're in the process now of getting our lights set up with dark coming on us in about another hour or so. We're also supporting the operations with the armed forces as far as building a road. A lot of combined effort, a lot of hard work with all the different jurisdictions that are here. Everyone's working well together, and we've still got quite a ways to go with this operation. I would imagine another 5 or 6 days, and just continue working hard.
On September 11th and in the days immediately following, my video crew and I were embedded at the Pentagon documenting the emergency response and recovery efforts. We captured the work of responders on site, including firefighters, urban search and rescue teams, medical units, FEMA, and relief organizations.
Oh, here it is.
Approximately.
That's too bad. I thought we were going to get some footage. So I'm not going to play all this. I was really hoping we get some footage, but this is just about everyone coming together to rebuild a construction site. So there you go.
And being very brave, of course.
Yeah.
Courageous.
So we're not going to get anything except whatever.
Self-sacrificing. All that stuff.
Her name is Judy Jude Roth Shadle Koch. Interesting name. So it looks like they have a YouTube channel as well. And anything and everything you want to see is on this channel, which I guess is relatively new. November 10th, 2025. So just in case you were starting to forget things.
Kate Emma's pointed out that there was a bit of smoke in the background.
Well, look at the videos. It's just a pretty big pile of money here behind this site. Governor Pataki doesn't look too great in 2026. Boomer Esiason. They just have all these endorsements. Wow. You can learn about how baseball healed after 9/11 with the New York Yankees manager. Wow. So they've got all these endorsements, celebrity endorsements. So I guess send your money because you're going to get a tax return now.
On this anniversary of September 11th, 25 years now, we remember, and we remember where we were, and we remember how much our lives have changed. I think there was a pre-9/11 America.
He's got a little thing here. Come on, you got to get made up properly before you go on camera, buddy.
What's this little thing?
There's just a little red thing. Looks like a open sore. Kind of gross.
America and a post 9/11 America. And so much changed in our lives from one day.
It's not on my it's not on my screen.
Well, you got to look closely. Some people think this is the next president. Just look right over here. Look.
I thought there wasn't going to be another president. I thought this was the last president.
The next, from how we travel to how we view.
Well, that was last time, but they haven't really heated up that rhetoric yet.
View events in our own country, and a sense of vulnerability that existed on this day, that somehow an enemy halfway around the world could reach us here at home and strike innocent people who simply got up that morning and went to work and then never came back to their families. But the other thing about 9/11 is the incredible American spirit, a sense of unity that reigned in our country, and of bravery We all remember the images of law enforcement and firefighters charging into a building on the verge.
And Newell is saying 9/11 now. They do the Seattle, Washington fake nuke attack. I think you can give up on that one. I think you give up on the Seattle thing. I don't think
This
that's
is this is Tim Osmond's thing, isn't it?
Well, yeah, and the other guy, Jurassic Liars. And John says, wonder who funded them. Well, it's a charity, so anyone can send money.
Verge of collapse, risking and sometimes losing their own lives to try to save the lives of their fellow Americans. And so 25 years later, as we look back, let us hope that without terrorist attacks, we are always vigilant that these kinds of attacks and that our enemies are out there and that it could happen again, but also inspired by the memory of the sense of unity that reigned in our country, a sense of unity that drove us to make the changes necessary so that a day like that would never happen again. And that is how we remember September 11th of 2001.
Just on the light of not ever happening again, has there ever been a report, condemning the absolute failure to stop the attacks?
I think I remember talking about it back in the day, but yeah, I guess that's glossed over, isn't it?
Were there any, was the fact that all of these people failed miserably, did it result in job losses or, demotions from 5-star general to private? Did anything actually happen?
Would you like to ask?
Yeah, that'd be great. I just think it's very interesting that the greatest failure of all time doesn't get talked about.
I like Claude, how it addresses me differently every time I log into it. How are things?
It should say thangs.
How are things? Yeah.
Thangs. How are things?
Was any level of government or military held to account for the failure for all the defense failures?
I mean, the Pentagon
on 9/11.
You would have thought, pretty serious failure for NORAD.
This is a well-documented and honestly pretty stark story. Short answer is no. Essentially, nobody in government or the military was formally held accountable in any disciplinary or legal sense.
Surprise, surprise. I'm shocked.
No one was fired. CIA Director George Tenet stayed in this post until 2004, and it was later awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom. FBI Director Robert Mueller had only been in office a week before 9/11, so he was largely shielded from blame and went on to serve a long respected tenure. No military officers faced court-martial or formal discipline over NORAD's failure to intercept the hijacked planes, despite the 9/11 Commission finding that initial public and congressional accounts of the military's response were inaccurate. No resignations of consequence among senior political appointees tied specifically to the failures. The commission itself had no enforcement power anyway. It could only recommend reforms, not assign punishment. But the main thing, as we've many times mentioned before, is the creation of this monstrosity called the Department of Homeland Security. So there you go. And the Director of National Intelligence, they created another position in 2004 to be on top of the CIA and FBI and of the Transportation Security and of the TSA. So that's it. And they're still suing the Saudis. And Frank is gone. That's why it's so quiet in here. So there you go. There is no accountability whatsoever. So we'll get to Frank should come back. I see he's twirling, actually. Frank, are you back?
I'm back. I forgot to
Power
put
go
my
out again?
VPN. I forgot to put my VPN on it. When I don't put the VPN on, for some reason, I often have trouble here.
Okay.
But I put
All
it back
right.
on. I put it on.
Okay.
Anyway, it was amusing to hear that no.
Yes, I think we knew that though.
No one. What's the equivalent? No one died. No one got hurt politically.
Yeah. No politicians were harmed in the creation of this psyop.
It does beg a belief, though, doesn't it? When you think about it, with all the outcry
course.
of how.
But Frank, haven't we suffered enough? I think that has a lot to do with it. You know, and we're all victims now anyway. Come on.
In fairness, it has provided us with years of entertainment now. Just years of it.
And this is a huge website. They got everyone on here.
Yeah.
The coroner, Wally Miller. You want to hear about the coroner?
It's probably yeah, why not? It's probably taking up a considerable percentage of the GDP just to produce that. It's probably
On September 11th, 2001, United Airlines Flight 93 was hijacked by terrorists. Passengers and crew learned of the other attacks that morning and bravely fought back, attempting to regain control of the plane. Their actions prevented the hijackers from reaching their intended target.
I think that was a reenactment, a really bad one. Did you see that?
It looked like a one of those films you have to learn how to put tags on your when doing electrical work or something.
The plane tragically crashed in a field near Shanksville, Pennsylvania, a very small borough with fewer than 250 residents.
The unsung hero on the ground of the Flight 93 story was the Somerset County coroner, Wally Miller.
And he would self-describe himself as a small town.
Isn't he the one that said he couldn't find anything?
Coroner. That got caught up in a world-class event.
It's Somerset County. It's not a big county. He's not a New York City coroner. He's not a Washington, D.C. coroner. He's a guy who owned a funeral home in Little Somerset.
You know, he was going to approach the events as the small-town coroner, doing what was right, not what the politics would indicate or what people were telling him what he needed to do. Wally knew what he had to do, and he stuck to his guns. And that's who Wally is. He is the most humble man you'll ever come across. And yet he played such a pivotal role in helping the families take those first steps all those years ago.
Where is he? Oh, I see. They're promoting a film. There'll be a film coming soon to not a theater near you.
Just
okay, so
amazing.
What about Gary Sinise? Didn't he die? Remember, Lieutenant Dan?
Did I ever mention the fact that the New York death statistics showed no change?
Yeah, we've talked about them quite a few times.
It's too much, really, in the end, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay. Is that enough 9/11 for everybody?
It's entirely up to you. I don't think SALT was going to fix them. That's all I can say.
But this is the beauty of 9/11. It's the gift that keeps on giving. We can talk about it ad infinitum. I do enjoy the topic. I did start the website because of it.
That's right. I mean, that's exactly what I was trying to say. It has really provided you with years of enjoyment, hasn't it?
Well, it's just the key to unlocking everything that in my fake world.
Yeah, it was the start.
And it never ends. This is our psyop of our world.
It probably prevented you from taking the jab, didn't it?
Oh, probably, yeah. Yeah. I would say so.
So are you planning to do a big talk about it for
Well, I think I could.
be doing a show. It's September 11th is coming up soon. You probably need to, at the very least, get Marcus Allen to do a return.
He doesn't answer my emails.
That's annoying, isn't it?
It is. Does he answer yours?
No, not at all.
All right. Let's talk a little bit about salt.
Let's talk about salt.
Because Prophet of Fiction brought it up.
He gave me the perfect entree, didn't he?
Yeah. And my dad doesn't eat any salt. He's been told not to.
How old is he?
84. And I told him you're supposed to eat salt. I even had Malden salt on the table on the weekend for him to sprinkle.
Well, this is, I've added a couple of slices, but this is actually a presentation that we've gone through before, but it's from the very last symposium, International Salt Conference held by the Salt Institute, where this was in 2016, and where all of the participants were getting very bolshy, and we're talking about taking legal action against various people for their misleading people, and they presented paper after paper on the importance of salt in your diet. And then within a couple of months, the Salt Institute was disbanded, holus bolus. Their library was just sent everywhere. All the papers were shut down. The whole website was shut down. And I have actually registered their old website, saltinstitute.org, under my name.
Where were they originally? In the U.S.?
They were at 405 57th Avenue, South Naples, Florida.
Oh, South Naples. That's where it's a vacation. Suze is here. Hi, Suze.
Hello.
Hi, Suze.
Hello. Hey, so I had
what
a
a girl.
conversation. Oh, what a girl. So I had a conversation with my phone about salt.
Yes.
And so, when you go to the hospital, mostly for any reason, they hook you up to an IV and it's salt.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I
At
challenged
a very particular concentration.
0.9
Yeah.
because it matches the natural salt and water balance of human blood.
Yes.
All right. So, of course you have to challenge the old phone. So,
It's a little bit saltier. So where the drip goes in, it actually causes damage to the vein.
Mm.
Yeah, but they have to put it in slightly saltier. And here's a crazy thing that happened.
Mm-hmm.
The Royal Melbourne Hospital decided that, salt's bad for you, and that they tested infants with an intravenous drip of half the normal strength. And they managed to kill several of them and severely injure many of them before they stopped the experiment.
There was too much water and not enough salt.
Correct.
Wow.
This is the kind of insanity that goes on in the world. And that was
Whoa.
only in the last 20 years, I think, that trial took place.
Well, damn. So I just said, well, I think this is a contradiction, saying that salt is bad, but if you're sick or even just broke your leg, they're probably still going to give you an IV.
Yeah. They have to
And
for the shock. Yeah.
Yeah. And so it's, it says, yeah, you're right. Salt is important. And then I asked how much salt is considered too much. And it basically says 1 teaspoon you should have a day. So I
Okay,
asked,
so I brought
yep.
with me the
Mhm.
big guns to talk about exactly what the right amount of salt is. So you'll enjoy that.
I'm excited. I was just trying to argue with the saline perspective.
Yeah.
So, okay, you can have 1 teaspoon a day. I said, okay, great. how many teaspoons is in a saline bag? It's basically 1 teaspoon.
Yep.
9 grams, 0.9 grams. So I said,
no,
okay.
9. It's 9 grams, not 0.9. It's 9 in a liter.
Okay.
9 grams in a liter.
Okay. I'm scrolling through trying to get to the good bits. So I said, what if someone ate an ounce of salt per day?
And what did they
Eating
say?
an ounce of salt in a single day is a massive, dangerous overdose that would cause immediately severe physical illness and could be life-threatening. Okay, vomiting, burning thirst, bowel distress.
You said in a day. No, I mean, if you did it in one mouthful, I don't think it would even cause that. But
right,
but
it did bring me to that eventually. So the short-term effects are cell dehydration, brain swelling and bleeding.
Hold time 4
neurological
minutes
shock.
52 seconds.
that's if you have to have about 300 grams of salt for that to happen. By the way.
So but I tricked it because then I was like, well, how many ounces of salt are in an IV bag? And then I said, how many IVs would someone normally get in one day at the hospital? And it said about 2 to 3 bags. So I said, literally an ounce of salt.
Yeah.
And it
literally
said, yes, your math is correct.
But 1 ounce is 28 grams.
Yes.
Yep.
So it would give you an ounce of salt a day if you were in the hospital. But the difference is that you're having more water mixed with it. That's what makes it important. So your kidneys don't freak out.
That's right.
I mean, that's what it's saying. So
But who eats salt? Let's be honest. Who eats salt? You have it in your food and your drinks.
Yeah.
The whole idea is that anyway, it's so mad.
Yeah. Hey, we got a caller in her, guys. Caller in her. Go ahead. Oh, it's okay, Susie. I just want to get everyone in at the same time. You can keep talking.
This is John the Beggar from the South Shore of the St. Lawrence Seaway.
John, I was hoping you'd call in because I've got some great news for you.
What's that?
My cough is gone. You know the one you told me to go and you told me to go and see a doctor?
Yeah.
Well, I adopted prayer and I got given some limes by a friend of mine. And I've been having lime, salt, zinc tablets and praying. It's gone. The whole thing's gone.
Good. The salt, the zinc tablets, and the prayer can't hurt at all.
But what did the doctor have to do with it?
Well, John told me. I was just telling John that I wasn't likely to go and see a doctor.
Well, you weren't likely. Okay.
And John was very worried about me. But I know that I just want to report to you, John, that I've made it through.
Good.
I'm on the other side.
Good. I had salt today. In fact, I even put some on the palm of my hand and licked it. So some people do eat salt. And it tastes delicious.
My dogs lick my hands all the time.
That Malden salt, I can't go back now to anything else.
I know, it's good, isn't it?
It really is.
It's good enough for the king. It's good enough for Susie.
No, it's a great product. It's
beautiful.
We rely. It's their good name which sells our product because because the provenance of our
Jack
product.
Wall wants to know: are all salts equal? Table salt, sea salt, kosher salt, rock salt.
Well, there are so many different purposes for salt, but if you have normal sea salt, that you produce from the ocean and you don't treat it, you can eat it and use it in your food straight away. But if you use it to preserve fish or meat without heating it first, without processing it first, it will the salt contains a salt-loving bacteria called halophilic bacteria, which will cause the meat to spoil, and it produces a thing called red heat. So if you're using salt for preservation, you have to have salt where the these salt-loving bacteria have been killed.
Okay. How do you kill them?
You kill them with heat, basically.
Oh, you heat them up. Okay.
Yeah.
What about just on your food?
Well, to me, it's a no-brainer that sea salt is the superior product.
Okay. Is it kosher?
So the original kosher salt was actually the same style as the molten salt that you like.
Okay.
And the reason is because of the flakes, it absorbs blood from meat very easily compared to, typical table salt.
Which is granular.
Yeah. So the flakes have a more porous structure, which absorbs the fluids from meat much more easily. And that it also goes into the meat and breaks up the proteins much better.
Okay.
So if you're going to cook a steak, you should cover your steak with molten salt the day before you eat it, Tim, and put it in the fridge, in the open fridge.
Okay.
Uncovered in your fridge.
Okay.
And the fridge will dehydrate the flesh, and the salt will go into the flesh and make it tender.
Tasty.
Yeah. So if you prepare your meat with salting it the day before you cook it, you'll get a much better result.
And then, okay.
If you get a nice big steak, basically cover it with your flakes, preferably on both sides, and then just leave it in the fridge.
Okay.
On a plate, or even better on a kind of a little griddle, like you use on a grill.
Okay.
And that will dry all the excess moisture out of the steak, and when you cook it, you can get a really good crust on it.
Okay, this is not a cooking show, but you're making me hungry.
Well, that's the different use of the reason this salt is so popular in cooking, because of its properties with meat.
Okay, that makes it kosher.
And sea salt just generally tastes better because of the other components, the magnesium and the whatever else is in it. And the fact that
What do you think of? What do you think of butter with high fat, grass-fed beef? Organic?
Yeah, I that's my diet. I have basically a high fat diet.
Mm-hmm.
Do you full butter, salted
butter,
organic?
cheese? Yeah, if I can get, I think most. I guess I have the view that by the time it gets through the cow, the whatever shortcomings are in the stuff the cow eats, very little of it ends up in the milk.
Yeah.
But I own a couple of cows, and I basically get raw milk.
Okay, Anil wants to know, what about people that don't consume meat, dairy, and eggs? Do they need more salt?
Okay, well let me. I'm going to jump straight to the key.
And none of us are doctors. We're not nutritionists.
That's right.
Do not take any of this advice until you consult a licensed, regulated salt practitioner. Don't do anything we say, and don't take any of our advice. Just listen to what we think is correct, but don't act upon anything with thinking that we're endorsing any of this.
Yeah.
We will not be responsible for your health.
I am.
You are responsible for your health.
An engineer, yeah. I'm not a doctor. Is that appeared on the screen, Tim?
Yeah, and you just cut it off.
Okay, so that wasn't very wise of me.
Now we're looking at the 9/11 screen.
Okay, let me.
And Susie, I don't know why you're getting those errors. I got them too. So you'll just have to bear with me until I figure it out, because I see them on my screen too now. These software products update themselves without really explaining it.
Gotcha.
Too much.
Well, I just wanted to tell you my story of the saline, but thank you very much.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, it's good. It's a good
you
saline,
go
and you're
Okay, so-
challenging the bots, and it's good.
I'm showing you a graph. The relationship between sodium intake and all-cause mortality.
Oh, right. You've shown this before.
Yeah. So what you'll see is that all-cause mortality is much higher if you have a less than the optimum of about 5,000 grams of sodium. Now, this is 5 grams of sodium, 5,000 milligrams. Now, that's 12.5 grams of salt per day, that is. If you have less than that per day, then the risk of dying increases, and it increases pretty dramatically. It doubles as you get to the lower levels, the levels that they are telling you to take, according to this graph.
So there's an optimum sodium intake.
It's not even an optimum. I mean, these things here, these range things, but basically, if you have a look at that line there,
yeah, the red line,
the red line, it basically, you can have as much salt as you like. It doesn't affect mortality much at all, according to this study. And I can send the study to anyone who's interested.
Very good.
Now, the key thing that you do need to know, though, is the relationship between sodium and potassium is very important. For each gram of sodium you have, you should have 1.2 grams of potassium in your diet. And that's basically about right with food. The difference is that the potassium is in the food. There is no real source of sodium in food. The only source is really salt. Now, the other thing you talked about with Prophet of Fiction was the chloride
shift. Yeah, I couldn't understand. I don't understand it well enough to be explaining it to people.
The key thing about it is about 80% of carbon dioxide formed by metabolism is transported from tissues to the lungs as bicarbonate ions dissolved in the water phase of red cells and plasma.
Mm-hmm.
The hydration of carbonate to bicarbonate takes place in the erythrocytes, but most of the bicarbonate thus formed must be exchanged with extracellular chloride to make full use of the carbon dioxide transporting capacity of the blood. In other words, the more free chloride you have in your body, the better your breathing will work.
And that comes from salt, NaCl.
There is only one source, one practical source of chloride in anyone's diet, and that is salt.
So you need it to breathe.
You need it to breathe.
Right. Okay.
And then I have a whole massive stuff on just what's going on in old people's homes. And that's what ended up causing all the problems with this 2016 symposium, is that they had demonstrated that the low sodium diets in old people's homes were causing increased bone fractures, falling over, dizziness, swelling of the brain through water crossing the blood-brain barrier. Just horrific, really. And they were preparing pamphlets to go out to aged care facilities. This is in the USA, all through the USA, that have been supported by all sorts of people. And within 3 months, the whole place was shut down, just completely wiped out. No more Salt Institute after being in existence for, 150 years.
And it was based in the U.S.?
Based in the U.S. In Florida.
And you're saying it was they shut it down because they're getting too much truth out there?
Too bullshit.
To the Salt Institute. Who was behind it originally?
The big salt companies funded the Salt Institute, and they had total control over it, as the top 4 companies, guys like I've kind of lost track of the owners are, but these are the guys that would make the salt which got the girl holding the umbrella, Morton Salt and so on, whoever the owners of Morton Salt are. They withdrew all the funding and shut the institute down.
There's a big salt mine right underneath me. It's there. It's Morton Salt.
Yeah. Well, Morton Salt's owned by a conglomerate now. Yeah.
They're just saying that it lost its funding in 2010, so it just dissolved. Pardon the pun.
2010 was it? I thought it was 2016. So I'm well and truly out of. It was 2010, was it?
More broadly, well, that's when the funding started to dwindle. It had fewer than a dozen member companies funding it. So they were worried that a couple of big guys could sink the whole thing. More broadly, the Institute spent decades pushing back on government efforts to cut Americans' sodium intake, and critics said it had muddled the science linking salt to health problems. So its closure was seen by nutrition advocates as a quiet win, even if nobody would say so on record.
Well, there you go. So it's not even a conspiracy anymore.
A win is people dying, not living better lives. And salt makes you live a better life. We are the salt of the earth. It's in us all over, and it's like a battery. You have to have it.
Absolutely.
And in Portland, Maine, there was the Salt Institute for Documentary Studies, but it's completely unrelated. It says here.
Yeah.
It had no endowment. Cam has joined the studio. Hello, Cam.
Hello, gentlemen, and Susie.
Oh,
hey,
she left.
she did. Hey, I got a question.
Yeah.
I know this is just off the cuff advice, not any medical, advice.
I'm an engineer, not a doctor.
Yeah,
exactly. But I was curious. I got onto a distilling my water kind of kick a couple of years ago, and I have dozens and dozens of stored distilled water. But I was curious because I've heard a lot about a certain product that has boron and oxygen in it, and it's basically a salt. And I've seen different people say that if you put a small amount in each of those jars, that it's actually very beneficial for you. Are you familiar with that product? They call it a laundry detergent.
Yeah, I take borax. Yeah.
Do you?
So it's sodium tetraborate. It's a natural compound that exists in parts of the USA. It's sold as to treat in washing powder.
Yeah,
it's also,
and they have
it's also used to kill ants.
Yeah, which I have.
But there's a paper called the Boron Conspiracy, which again I've got. It's about a doctor in Western Australia who treated patients who had severe arthritis. He was giving them little tablets that contained boron, and it was 100% successful apparently in ameliorating the effects of arthritis, and he was shut down.
Yeah, it works so good that they have to put poison labels on the box.
Yeah, but I take a dash of boron every few days
because it is basically a salt, right? It's natural.
It's not so much it's a salt. It's the boron itself is, most of these elements are vital.
Anti-inflammatory. Yeah.
The amount of boron in food has fallen in the last 100 years, apparently. Just as the soils got depleted.
And I just had another question. I know you worked within the company of the mining of salt. What's your opinion on how that was deposited underground? Was that
I only worked in sea salt operations.
So you were actually
low-lying coastal flats, and the seawater was pumped in at high tide, and over a period of several years, the water would evaporate to produce, and the different components would come out one by one. So gypsum would come out first, then they'd take most of the salt out, and what would remain would be rich in magnesium and so on. That was sold as nagari to people that make tofu and so on.
Yes, I was wondering, for some reason I thought you had a miner's hat with a and
I am a mining
overseeing-
engineer, and I have worked as a mining engineer in hard rock mines and briefly underground at a place called Mount Isa, a copper mine. So I have done I've been a mining engineer for 40 years, and I got the job with the salt business because they were classed as mines, even though they were salt. Yeah, they were, if you like, coastal operations.
Oh, interesting. So that's probably how you observed how flat the earth is, being on the seaside, noticing no curvature.
Well, no, actually, how it happened was that, part of my role was mine planning engineer. I was the mine planning manager of several large mines and quarries. And when someone told me the world was flat, and I thought about how I'd been operating, of course, I realized that we do assume it's flat. The models that are used to the mathematical models that are used to model ore body deposits assume they're flat. They assume that all points of equal height above sea level lie on a flat horizontal plane.
So
Okay.
Every engineer is the same, by the way. Every engineer is the same.
Because Frank has explained this 1,000 times, Cam.
Yeah,
so
I know.
I want to go to another topic before I wrap it up. So
Okay.
I want to talk about the drought deception, because Prophet of Fiction was bringing it up yesterday.
Yeah.
He was talking about droughts. And coincidentally, Les Luthor, who's been on the show before, and I'm going to try and get him back eventually. It's not easy. He put a post on Patreon, which is free, actually, about the drought deception. So I wanted to just bring that up before we wrap it up.
Yeah, I had a couple of comments about that too, but Frank, you're the guest.
No, I'm here to serve.
It says here, we live in a twilight world. This is how he starts all his posts. According to the United Kingdom government, most of England is experiencing drought right now, mid-August 2026, in case you were reading this well into the future. How can this be? Great Britain has 15,000 river systems, 29 of these being big major rivers. That works out to 56,000 miles of river, all evenly spaced out across the land. If you include streams, tributaries, and watercourses, it's 124,000 miles. So basically showing a map. This is the sort of a nerve map of the United Kingdom with all its rivers. And there's another map of all the rivers. To summarize, Great Britain is a water-rich nation. How can there ever be a shortage of water, especially on an island? Ridiculous notion. You are never more than 50 miles from a major source of water in Great Britain. It's a deceptive perception of reality, aka illusion. So desert companies like Oman, UAE, Saudi Arabia, Israel, Bahrain, Qatar can draw water from the ocean and create city oases inland, but a water-rich country like Britain cannot run some hose pipe into the local fields and water the grass? Get real. This is all being engineered. Obvious for those with an honest heart and eyes to see. As I've stated all through this summer, those in control are deliberately implementing unnecessary hose pipe bans and pushing water shortage propaganda upon the masses. The large workforce of land ground maintenance workers have been ordered to not water the grass. And guess what? This results in the land looking dry and barren, which makes climate change appear real. It also makes the land more vulnerable to bushfires, especially when they are deploying operative and agents out to attack by fire. I don't think you need any weapons. You just need a book of matches. If we lived in a sane world, the government would have ordered the workforce to double the amount of watering of the Greenland areas during a hot, dry summer, deployed the fire brigade and the military to assist if necessary, even offer summer contracts to people. Why not boost the economy at the same time? Obviously, this is sensible, logical thinking, but we live in a false reality, and the government's objective is to be as inefficient as possible, pushing forward matrix agendas. So doing sensible, logical, responsible actions is never going to happen. We live in a twilight world. There are no friends at dusk. What do you guys think of that thesis?
I endorse it 100%. There's no evidence at all that the guys that pull the strings are here to help.
No, they're here to hurt.
Okay, Squirrel Waffen says the land looks brownish red in England. Kate Emma says the Pingos, which are near where I live down in height. Okay, I don't know where the Pingos are. There's still water in them, but levels are definitely lower. No rain in the driest place in the United Kingdom for 8 weeks. But what about the idea that they're an island with river systems everywhere?
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense. What about
When
the
you're
idea?
surrounded by an ocean, you should be getting moisture off the ocean.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, we can go through weather cycles where it's dry unnaturally for a while, but I just don't believe in weather modification on a grand scale. That's all.
I think the point remains that there's water flowing to the sea down right now.
Yes.
That could be used to keep
Yes.
places in good nick, and they're not being used.
Okay.
There's also, underground spring. A lot of lakes are fed by underground spring and primary water. I don't know if you're familiar with the whole Gaddafi 40-year
I remember that.
major water plans in Africa. He built the largest aquifer. He struck primary water.
Yes, he did. Yeah.
And he also didn't want to go with the central banks. He wanted to start his own gold currency.
Yeah. No. So he had to get rid of him. He was evil.
So, and then, Hillary Clinton had a lot to do with that. He was going to give farmland to all the Africans with cattle and free education. He was one of the greatest leaders there was. And then once he decided
Fidel Castro, wasn't he?
What's that?
So was Fidel Castro. I mean, they all have grand plans.
Well, Gaddafi,
no, but Gaddafi actually did it, but as opposed to Castro doing nothing.
Yes.
It was a 40-year project and was near completion. That's why they had to kill him. And then what they did is they bombed all of his water canals infrastructure with depleted uranium.
Well, I don't believe in that.
And destroyed it all. And then they, some say it was a double. They dragged him through the streets and sodomized him and everything else. So, but
yeah, I'm familiar with that. I'm familiar with that story. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And if you ask me, I think weather warfare has been on the agenda for many, many years. They're trying to destroy or disrupt the food supply, starving out, number one with the fertilizer, then with the water supply for the farms, all the distribution centers that are catching fire. And so
none have caught fire here.
Well, there's like 100 of them in the United States that were all mysteriously caught fire. And so
we're vaccinating. We're going to make sure that the chickens can't their eggs can't be used soon, because we've got a very bad bird flu here.
You got the bird flu?
Yeah, they're injecting penguins at Port Phillip
Penguins?
Island. Yep.
You eat
penguins? I heard about that. That's weird.
It's just so funny. I mean, in the end, you can only shake your head in astonishment at the ludicrous stuff that's going on now.
Oh, they lay eggs too, and that they can contaminate their own egg.
Whoa. Okay, guys, we're up against 1 hour mark. Thank you, Cam and John the Beggar and Frank and everyone and Susie for joining, but we have to do a hard out because the show's only an hour. But I really appreciate all you guys joining and everyone coming back after 2 weeks. We still have quite a few viewers, which is really we're grateful for. As the number of shows kind of dry up that talk about conspiracy. My favorite show, the No Agenda Show, I think it's all but done.
No, that's a shame.
Which kind of sucks because I liked a lot of other things. Oh, Susie's back. She wants to say something. Susie?
Well, I was just thinking what you were reading
Yeah.
just now about drought. There is drought. There's just not a water shortage.
Okay.
There's a huge difference.
Okay.
You can get water. You can pipe it into farms. They have probably big storage things for their sprinkler systems. They can get the water, but there is drought.
Okay.
In July, it only rained here twice.
Okay.
And if I didn't water my things, everything would have died.
Okay.
So, I mean, isn't there a difference between water shortages that are made up? Of course, there's water.
Well, it's really the water shortages. I think he's saying are made up. There's water.
Right. I just
But
kept hearing the word drought.
what he
I'm like,
was saying
drought
was
is
that
real.
what he was saying was that the workers that normally water the gardens and so on have been stood down. They're not
Right.
allowed to water their own.
They're being told they can't water because of the water shortage.
Water shortage. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
in terms of it just not raining, obviously that's a real thing, and that's what I consider a drought.
Well, we've had
to me a drought has to be several years before a drought is
Oh, like biblical shit. I'm sorry.
no, but in Australia they don't call a drought just from 1 or 2 years. It has to be 3 or 4 years of very low rainfall before we.
Well, I would consider it a good
drought.
fat month.
Yeah, it's not
After
called
a
a drought
month,
here because,
you
and
can
the
see
reason
that
is
the
because
ground cracks and everything
farmers
just
get
turns
farmers
brown.
get drought relief here from they get a government handout from
Yeah, money.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so-
there you go, money.
So of course
All right.
the farmers are always saying, "Oh, it's a drought, it's a drought, it's a drought." But there was a played out on a much longer term than just 1 year.
Okay.
Thank you.
We've only had like
night,
1
everyone.
or 2 days of
Thank you,
rain in
Susie.
four
Yeah.
in 4 months up here in the Pacific Northwest.
And you live in a tropical rainforest. Just wait till winter. You'll get pounded with rain.
China's been hammered. China.
Yeah, it's been like one of the driest summers ever over here this year. It was kind of funny.
Yeah. Well, I've got lots of rain. All my rain barrels are full to the top, so I capture the rain.
Me too. I've got mine full.
They're all full to the
That's
tippy
about
top.
200 miles south of me where the rain was at, Frank.
Yeah. You know
Right.
what? We could talk about the weather all day long, but
Oh, the weather outside is frightful.
we got to go. Tomorrow, Tim Osmond will be here. Thanks, everyone.
Squirrel Waffen would like.
Yeah.
Thinks she
Yes.
should go out with Big Iron.
Yeah, we already-
119 more.
We already played it, though. So we got to go because we got to keep the show under an hour. And don't forget, it's going to be on FAK1313 as well. It's also on YouTube. YouTube doesn't delete my videos anymore.
Oh, that's right.
Spotify. Whenever I play music like that, they'll take the link off the Spotify site. Not that I could care less because Spotify is just stealing the links and monetizing the show and not sending me any money. So if you want to support that, I don't like systems like that. They make me they're against the spirit of the internet. This is value for value. So if you like this show, fakeologist.com/donate. Don't go to any site that charges you money for this show. We don't charge for the show. It's totally free. And it's the people that support the show that subsidize the people that don't support the show. And we always appreciate them. They're all listed at fakeologist.com/donate. They're great people. They believe in the show. And we appreciate them. We appreciate Frank for coming on every week without delay. And of course, we thank everyone for participating.